So maybe this is gonna be stupid, but it's my birthday, and this is what I'm doing. Happy birthday to me, and I have a scary story about something that happened last night. So this is what I always do on my birthday. I don't really like go to the coast or do anything. I basically eat something nice, usually sushi, maybe have a piece of cake, and I take 2 or 3 days off to work on art projects. Pretty much by myself. So that's what I do. Tomorrow I'm going to get coffee with a friend, so that's a new different thing because I have a friend now, like an actual in-person friend. So that'll be fun. So I'm glazing these earrings. I'm going to tell you a scary story. You're probably going to see the visuals jump because I'm going to use AI to edit this to basically just remove the silence, the moments in between phrases when my talking is slow. I'm just going to cut those out. So that will cut the image as well. But I'm just glazing earrings. It's pretty boring. So I'll glaze these and high fire them tonight. I'll probably glaze and high fire another load tomorrow. I keep rounding up and thinking that I'm 50, but I'm only 47. I'm kind of feeling the old. I never really thought that I would feel that way. I mean, I didn't think that I would bitch and moan about getting older. And in general, I feel better the older I get, the more experience and wisdom that I have. I have more, I don't know, like equanimity, I guess, or just roll with the punches more. So in general, I feel better. But the physical part isn't great. Just doesn't feel great in this society to get older. To just not feel attractive anymore. You know, I'm kind of an in-between age. Like I'm not elderly, but I'm just sort of like, I'm not young either. So it's just sort of like a moment when I'm just losing youth and sex appeal. Anyway, that's stupid. I'll get over it. I think I'm just kind of in a bad mood because of like social 3 stuff, work stuff. I really love what I do. I'm a massage therapist, but it's just, the business is really inconsistent. It's very difficult to make money. I'm not necessarily doing anything wrong. I mean, I'm not a 2. I guess I could be a 2. And then, you know, build an empire, open a spa, get a bunch of employees, then maybe I would make money, but like that's not the life I want. I want the work-life balance. So anyway, I'm not really doing anything wrong. I'm doing a lot of things right. I'm just in the same boat as all the other massage therapists in this town. It's just the market's really saturated and most of us are doing sort of mediocre. And it's just a rough month because I think I've made like $1,300 by now. Today's the 23rd. And I also have like a major massive car repair that needs to be done, and that's just remarkably slow. I can't tell you how many percentage points lower it is than average, but you know, you can imagine a full grown-ass adult making $1,200 in a month. It's pretty depressing. Anyway, scary story. What happened last night? So as you know, I did dry January. That was fine. I was kind of hoping that it would reverse age me 10 years and turn me into a superhero. That didn't happen, but I do maybe feel better and certainly slept better, not drinking for an entire month. Anyway, massage therapy client last night gave me a bottle of whiskey because he knew it was my birthday. He's a longtime client. And I just had a little. After dry January, I just moved into just drinking a little bit on social occasions. You know, my tolerance is much, much lower now, of course, from not drinking for 30 days. So just having a little. Like we had family dinner last Sunday and just had a little bit of champagne. Just not drinking as heavily as I was before or as frequently. So anyway, client gives me this bottle of whiskey. I had a little bit. My partner had a little bit. Neither one of us was really drunk. I went to bed before my partner, as I always do, and my partner stayed up and he was gaming. So our apartment is 410 square feet, and we do have a king size bed in that space, but it's like up a ladder. Like it's like on a lofted platform. So he's down there gaming. I'm in bed just drifting off to sleep. I was kind of peripherally aware of him just down there gaming, and he's perfectly sober by this point, just playing video games like always. Then something woke me up at about 11 p.m. and I sat up and I looked down the ladder that we go up to get in bed, and I see my partner laying on the cold tile floor, and I sprung into action. I went down the ladder and I said, "What is going on here?" And I was starting to get kind of mad because I thought that motherfucker must have drunk a whole bunch more after I went to bed. Well, it turns out he didn't at all. This is not a story about him being drunk, but that's what I thought, and I was really mad. And that also is really out of character for him. He wouldn't do that. He doesn't lose control. You know, he'll have a glass of whiskey, but he doesn't get drunk. He doesn't lose control. He doesn't fall down. down. He doesn't act stupid. He remains composed. And that's how I am too. I just don't, just not a super dysfunctional person, or I just don't take it that far. Neither does he. But that's what I thought that maybe happened, because why else would he be laying on the floor? So I sprung into action. I said, what is going on here? I got down to him on the floor and sort of roused him, and he opened his eyes and he sat up, but he didn't look right. It was like he wasn't really there. I was looking at him, but he wasn't really there. It wasn't him. He sat up for a minute and then he slumped over to his left and laid back down on the floor. And I 100% thought he was having a stroke. And I said, I'm calling 911. And I got up and went over to grab my phone to call an ambulance. And while I was doing that, my partner, he started to crawl up the ladder to get into bed. And then that freaked me out because I thought, he is not in his right mind. He's going to fall down that ladder. So I ran over to kind of spot him, which I don't even know how that would go because I'm tiny and he's, over 6 foot tall, big dude. So I don't know how I thought I would. I guess I would cushion his fall. If he fell, then he would fall on me and I would probably end up on the floor. So then got him up in the bed. I crawled up in the bed with him with my phone. I turned on the flashlight and I'm looking at his pupils because I want to see, are his pupils symmetrical? Are his eyes symmetrical? I checked his limb function, like his muscle tone and his limb function. And as I'm looking at his eyes, he starts talking to me and kind of laughing. And he's saying, dude, cut it out. Like, get that light out of my eye. And I'm scared. I'm like shaking. And he's laughing at me and saying, oh, you scared? Are you scared? And I couldn't believe it. Like, he does not behave this way. But as he was talking, I was looking at his face. I was looking at the muscle tone of his face. It was symmetrical. He looked fine. He was breathing. And then he lays down and just very quickly falls asleep. His respirations per minute were normal, just slow, sleeping. His heart rate was fine. And so I don't want to jump to conclusions or cause a scene. Like, just minutes ago, I really thought he was having a stroke. But then I started to think, I guess he drank a whole bunch and passed out. And that's embarrassing and tacky. It makes me feel unsafe because I need my partner to be composed. I need him to be safe. I need him to not behave that way. So I was really mad. It turns out that wasn't it. He wasn't drunk. That wasn't what happened. Anyway, when I got down the ladder, he has these really cute long johns that he wears, smart wool long johns. They're black and gray striped. They're just super cute. He had one leg out of those long johns and he had one leg in, and he's just laying on the cold tile floor. And it was as if he was trying to get the long johns off and lost his balance and fell. So I stayed awake. I was still awake at 2:30. I did fall asleep at some point, but I was just really vigilant. I kept checking him. I still just wasn't sure what was going on. Did I make the right call? Should I have made him go to the hospital? Or did he just drink a lot? Or what is happening? And then in the morning, I got up well before him, as I always do. I'm doing my journal, looking at Facebook, and I keep kind of checking on him. He looks fine. He's just sleeping. And then I took a shower, and he came in to the bathroom while I was taking a shower, and he says, I think maybe I drank too much last night. I don't know what happened because I woke up and I was just wearing my little panties. I didn't put my sleeping pants on. So he wears these little bikini briefs. And normally he would take off his long johns and put his scrubs on. He sleeps in scrub pants. But he didn't do that. He didn't put the pants on. He just got the long johns off and crawled up into the bed in his little panties and fell asleep like that, which I had never, in the whole time that I've known him, ever seen him do. He always wears pants. And he didn't remember anything. And I said, do you not remember? I was mad because I was thinking oh, he drank. Did he seriously drink that much? And I told him how I totally thought he was having a stroke. And I was just about to call 911. I explained everything that happened to him. He doesn't remember any of it, but he has this red mark on the side of his right temple. Like he fell and hit his head, smacked his temple on the tile floor, and he said his shoulder really hurt too. So I guess he fell on his side. And he didn't drink too much. I saw him drink. I saw what he drank. He never went back and got more. I looked at the bottles. There wasn't very much whiskey missing from the bottles. There was about, as much as we had last night. So what happened was he told me that this is not the first time that he's lost his balance while he's trying to get out of his long johns. So he does this thing where he stays up and he pushes himself to the limit until he's really, really sleepy. And he's always been this way. He was like this when he was a kid. He also has some trouble with sleepwalking, or when he was younger, had trouble with sleepwalking. He talks in his sleep too, and it's not like mumbling. You know how some people talk in their sleep, but it's mumbling and you can't hear what they're saying? He is perfectly articulate. You can tell exactly what he's saying. So there's something weird about his sleep, and he pushes it till the last minute, like reading or playing video games, until he is just falling asleep while he's doing it. And so if he tries to do something like plug in his phone and charge it, which he doesn't do before bed, I do. See, I don't wait until the last minute. I plug in all my devices well before I'm sleepy, and then I get in bed. But he just crashes. So he's trying to take off his pants when he's way, way too sleepy to do that. He loses his balance because the pants are tight, and he's got one foot in, and his ankle probably got tangled up on the other side. And he fell and just smacked his temple real hard. Does not remember anything. He acted really funny. He looked weird, like he was looking at me, but he was not awake. So anyway, that's my story. I told you this was going to be a stupid video. Yeah, anyway, talk to you later. Bye.